Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on to better explain what's going on and talk about things that I think that are being done right and or done wrong. Here we go.
This following critical incident briefing is intended to provide you with information about a recent incident,
And we will skip for the first 2 minutes. Useless rambling.
Uses force to effect an arrest of a suspect or discretion is advised. On Monday, January 24th, 2022, at approximately 4:07 a.m., deputies assigned to Century Sheriff Station responded to a call of a person on the rooftop of a residence on the 2500 block of Sale Place in unincorporated Huntington Park. When deputies arrived, they checked the area and were unable to locate the individual.
911, what's the emergency?
Yes, hi. There's a man on top of our neighbor's roof. When he was earlier, he was on top of ours. I don't know if he's shooting some stuff, but he's making a lot of noise.
What's the address? Why do you think he's shooting something?
Because we can hear it sounds like a firework or something. Or I don't think it's a gun, but I mean it sounds like a firework, and he's hitting it against like metal. And earlier you can hear it on our roof, but we thought first it was like maybe a cat, but now we see a guy standing next door.
Do you know if he's Hispanic, black, or white?
I'm sorry?
Do you know if he's Hispanic, black, or white?
I can't. It's too dark outside. I'm sure he probably saw us. Because we thought first maybe the roof had collapsed next door. That's how it sounded like. And we went out there and there was a guy standing on top of the roof.
Okay, ma'am. We'll get deputies back out there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
At approximately 5:19 a.m., deputies received a second call to the same location, indicating the person had returned and was on the rooftop of a residence. As deputies were responding, the caller indicated they had heard gunshots.
(911), what is the emergency?
Sí, andan arriba del techo otra vez, hacia arriba de la casa.
¿Cómo es la dirección otra vez?
De la calle Sale Place. Todavía siguen andando así la persona.
La policía ya fue ahí, ¿verdad?
Sí, ya vino, pero están afuera, están aquí afuera. Están arriba del techo, ahora andan también en el de la señora del frente.
Ok, de un momento. ¿Por dónde va la persona que... Hello?
Estaba aquí arriba del techo de la
Sí,
señora.
pero ¿a dónde está ahora mismo? ¿Usted lo ve?
Sí, anda todavía arriba del techo.
¿Y usted lo puede ver?
Anda arriba del techo, tirando balazos. Nos están tirando balazos. Nos están tirando balazos.
¿Que está haciendo qué?
Por favor, métete.
¿Qué está haciendo la persona?
¿Mande?
¿Qué está haciendo la persona?
Nos están tirando balazos. Nos tiraron un balazo.
¿Dispararon una pistola?
Métete. Nos tiraron un balazo. Métete. 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 Cierra la puerta. Por favor, mándame una patrulla.
Señora, escúcheme. Mira. Hello, ¿me oye? ¿Usted lo vio que él disparó?
Están enfrente, están en la casa de enfrente.
Ok, pero ¿está en el techo o está abajo en la calle?
Que traigan a alguien. Está en el techo.
Está en el techo, ok.
Por favor, manden a alguien, porque andan aquí también por nuestra casa, por favor. Le trataron de tirar a mi hijo.
¿Usted sabe la dirección exacta de la casa?
De la calle, creo que.
Sí, ok. Ya tenemos a alguien de camino, señora.
Por favor.
Upon arriving, the deputies obtained information the person had shot at residents and was last seen fleeing westbound on Sale Place. The person was later identified as 29-year-old Javier Torres, a resident of unincorporated Huntington Park. Deputies contained the area and requested an airship. A Los Angeles Police Department airship responded to a...
Play that again.
Deputies contained the area and requested an airship. A Los Angeles Police Department airship responded to assist. Shortly after, deputies obtained information that Torres was on another rooftop in the area, and additional gunshots were heard. Upon the arrival of LAPD's airship, Torres was located on the rooftop of a residence on Sale Place, and he was armed with a handgun. Torres proceeded to fire the handgun at the LAPD airship and deputies on the perimeter of the containment. A deputy observed Torres firing his handgun towards deputies, and he fired his patrol rifle at Torres, resulting in a deputy-involved shooting. Torres was struck by gunfire, dropped his handgun, and laid down on the rooftop.
Give me your light. Yeah, he's going to be actually two residents west of you.
Two west? Here, get behind me.
They're going to be, yeah, you guys understand, you guys are one street north. He's on sale, please. He's on sale. He's on the north side of sale, and the numbers are north of you. I'm going to shine up, and you're kind of moving again. This white car is exactly north of him. White car on my light's on with the sunroof. That's going to be exactly one north of what house he's on.
We copy that. So we see that white car in the driveway. So we next to that electrical pole generator.
Remember, he is on the roof. I can't see how high he is.
Hey, that's our firm. I got eyes on him. Suspect goes up.
That are containing him one north.
Hey, 998. Just stand by. Suspect just fired at my partners. I hit. Hey, Errol. He fired one suspect at my partners. I caught one at him. Let me see if I got any. You have eyes on the suspect. You roll down. Hey, come this way. Roll your car this way.
Roll down. I don't see any movement, but that much movement from him. And verify you fired a shot?
That's it for him. He just fired at my partners. No.
Hey, everybody's going full, right? Alright, where's this guy at? Let's start.
Sir, I copy that he fired on you, and then you fired onto him. I do not have movement from him that much movement from him.
That's it for sir. We're going to be close for our meal. Partners are good. We're behind cover. We have everything set up over here, sir. He fired one round right before after I fired mine. Let me get another sergeant to get over here with the shield, and let's get that Bearcat rolling here from South LA, and let's get some more units coming from South LA and any other neighboring station for us.
Special Enforcement Bureau deputies were requested to assist in apprehending Torres on the rooftop. Special Enforcement Bureau Emergency Service Detail paramedics also responded and provided
All right, let's back this up and see what we got right here. So the nice thing for them is they have air support. That is a peculiar thing for law enforcement in general, because there's only so many places here in the U.S. and realistically across the whole world that can afford air support. It's an expensive thing. Number one, the people who fly them, the salary or the salaries. You can't just have one pilot. What? You're going to contain this helicopter to just a 40-hour work week? No. Can one pilot fly the helicopter by itself? Yeah, but you realistically need two. So you're going to have shifts of pilots. And pilots are not going to be starting out the same salary as a patrol guy. That's a specialty fucking thing right there. Of course they're getting paid more. How much more, I don't know, but I know they're getting paid more. And so you're going to have a squad of pilots who are making their salary. And then the training and the certifications that they have to maintain. So you got to send them off to schools or send them off to be, qualified, whatever. And then on top of that, you now have the cost of the airframe itself. One helicopter is expensive. Then the support personnel to maintain that helicopter. You just can't take the helicopter down to the fleet maintenance garage. The same guys that work on the Crown Vics, they're not going to be able to work on that helicopter. So you're going to have to have specialized mechanics. And then the parts that you need to keep that helicopter flying are going to be way more expensive than the parts that you would have to order for Crown Vics and Tahoes and Explorers and Dodge Chargers. And then the fuel to keep that thing in the air. And then the thermal imaging camera and all the other stuff that goes on that helicopter are super, super expensive. So there's only so many places out there who can actually afford it. But for those places who have them, they're lucky, because air support makes a huge difference. If you can have the eye in the sky directing you where to go, they can see shit's going on. They got safety, right? Like, there's not many people who can shoot up in the air at a helicopter and hit it. And even then, it's small arms at that point. And I'm sure in the history of civilization, someone has shot a helicopter down with a rifle, just a regular rifle. But typically, aircraft gets taken down by anti-aircraft weapons, and you just don't see AR-15s or AKs being utilized as anti-aircraft weapons. It's usually bigger things. So they got that safety where they can be at a pretty good height. They could be several 100 feet AGL, and it's just going to be difficult, if not impossible, to shoot them with a rifle. So they got good standoff. They're kind of protected. They can zoom in with their thermal camera, etc., and they can tell exactly what's going on. They could direct people in. Hey, you guys come in from the south. All right, you hold up there. You guys coming in from the west, you hold up there. All right, now this is what he's doing. Yada, yada, yada. It's fucking beautiful. It's great. I love watching videos of helicopters and the thermals and them directing things going on. It's so fucking cool. I kind of envy that. I wish that stuff was more available. I wish it wasn't so damn expensive. And so they're fortunate. They really are that they got that. So their aircraft is directing what's going on. Now, when it comes to that, and they're still, even though they got someone above who's able to spot things and point things out, it can be somewhat difficult to accurately describe to someone or direct to someone exactly where to go. And so for that purpose, I think it would be a pretty cool thing if these helicopters could have a laser system to be able to shine down to pinpoint exactly what they're talking about. And for people on the ground, they could see this green laser pointing down at the ground, or at least the beam going to a certain area and be like, all right, that's where we need to go precisely. Or the helicopter could be shining down an infrared laser beam, and then the officers could have night vision goggles and be looking at this laser beam that only they can see. The suspect won't even be able to see it. So I think that would be a pretty cool thing to be able to do. But I haven't seen it, and I don't know if something like that exists or not. But like I said, even with them having air support, it's still taking them a few seconds, a little bit, to figure out exactly where this person is. He does eventually figure out where this dude's at, and dude shoots at them, and he makes a shot. So, this is one of my often chief complaints when it comes to officer-involved shooting videos. Officers not getting rifles out when they're supposed to. But we see this guy has a rifle, so that's great. I love it. Unfortunately, the other officer who was with him, see if I can get a screenshot of her, she has a pistol. Why? Did they both show up in that car together and there's only one rifle in it? Well, if that's the case, then that's fucked up. If you're going to have two people in a car and that's a normal assignment, you need two rifles for that car. Each officer needs a rifle. She's not doing shit with that pistol. She's not making a long shot with that pistol. Not her as a person is useless, but with the circumstances, the scenario and everything, she's kind of useless at this point. Other than her being an observer, like her looking around and being able to spot something. Her being able to shoot the dude, not happening. Not likely. So rifles is what is needed for this call. Not just because this dude's at long distance, but because it is an incident involving gunplay. Anytime you go to something that could involve gunplay, or you know it's going to involve gunplay, you know you're going to a gunfight, bring a rifle and bring your friends with rifles. Rifles are more accurate. They have a longer barrel, and there's more points of contact on there to make that system more stabilized, to make it even more accurate. Whereas a pistol has a very short barrel, only 2 points of contact, your two hands, and any amount of tiny movement in that system will throw your round off by a lot when you're shooting at anything at a distance. Aside from that, the terminal ballistics are night and day. Rifle cartridge outperforms pistol cartridge every day of the week. I don't care what kind of argument you try to bring. You're wrong. Rifle cartridges are devastating. They dominate gunfights. They stop gunfights very quickly. They rapidly incapacitate threats more effectively than a pistol cartridge. The amount of kinetic energy that a rifle round will dump into a target is just devastating. It will knock a dude's dick in the dirt real fast. His rifle, I don't know what kind of rifle it is. He does have a optic on there. Of course, he's got a sling. He's got a light on there. And he's got a funky magazine. I don't know what magazine brand this is, but any completely clear magazine design is coming from an inferior design company. There's a reason why you don't see, real professionals using those clear magazines like that. It's either going to be the metal USGI magazines, or it's going to be Magpul PMags. That's pretty much the standard all across the board. That's what all the professionals use. Why he's using something else, I don't know. But I'm not a big fan of that magazine. I would like to see something like a PMag or even a USGI mag in there.
And the numbers
No idea what kind of weapon light he has on there.
Up by shine up, and you're gonna move it again. This white car is exactly north of him. White car on my light's on with the sunroof. That's gonna be exactly one north of what house he's on.
Based off its size, it could either be a Surefire X300 or a Streamlight TLR1.
We copy that. So we see that white car in the driveway. So next to that
TLR.
Full generator.
I don't know. One of those.
Remember.
So, weapon lights. So weapon lights are an important thing for a fighting gun. All fighting guns should have weapon-mounted lights on them. With your weapon-mounted light on the rifle, it needs to be something that can really reach out there. And so it needs to have really good candela. And candela versus lumens, candela and lumens, those are measurements of light. And although they're measurements of light, they're different styles of measurement and they mean different things. Basically, you want a higher candela because candela equals how far that light will reach. Lumens is just the intensity of the light. Sometimes flashlights are advertised as having really high lumens, like 1,000 lumens or something like that. It may have really high lumens, but it doesn't have really good candela. It doesn't have a good throw on it. So you want a light that has a really good throw on there. You're going to be able to more easily identify targets, and you're going to be able to more easily identify whether or not that target is a threat. If you don't have a good enough light, you may just see the figure of a person, but you can't make out any details. You can't tell if they got anything in their hands or not, but you can see that someone's there. That's not positive identification. You just see a person there. That's it. You don't know if they're armed or they're the threat or whatever. So you need a good light that can reach out there. The 4 companies that I'll recommend are Surefire, Streamlight, Modlight, and Cloud Defensive. Olight and Enforce and all those others, sorry, I don't recommend them. You just don't see other industry professionals, instructors using them, and you sure shit don't see any special operations units using them as well. It's going to be Surefire, Streamlight, Modlight, or Cloud Defensive. One of those 4. All right, moving on.
Birmingham 1 north.
All right, I'll have to skip.
Just fire. One with the shield and
Deputies were requested to assist in apprehending Torres on the rooftop. Special Enforcement Bureau Emergency Service Detail paramedics also responded and provided medical attention to Torres. Los Angeles County Fire Department personnel were on scene and assisted in moving Torres from the rooftop to the ground. He was transported by ambulance to a local hospital where he received medical treatment for a gunshot wound to his lower torso and was medically cleared for booking. There were no other persons injured in the incident. A Polymer 80 Ghost Gun 9mm semi-automatic handgun was recovered at the scene. 9mm semi-automatic handgun was recovered at the scene. Torres had previous convictions for driving under the influence of alcohol, carrying a concealed firearm, and resisting arrest. Subsequent to this incident, Torres was charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, 6 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm on a police officer, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and shooting at an occupied aircraft. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department has begun a thorough and...
All right. Not much else to say about this video. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.